What up, YouTube? Timus here. Since this month I'm doing my reviews for January films, here is my review for the 2006 film Bloodrayne. Now, Bloodrayne premiered back on January 4th, 2006, and is of course based on a hit video game franchise, and was directed by probably one of the worst filmmakers of all time, and he goes by the name Obo, I can never pronounce this guy's name, but he's not a good, spoiler, he's not a good director at all. I mean, let me pull up some of this guy's credits. Alright. Obo movies, let's see. Alright, besides Bloodrayne, this guy also gave us films such as Assault on Wall Street, Rampage, not the Dwayne Johnson film, a different Rampage. Blubberello, what the heck was that? Alone in the Dark, the Terror classic, House of the Dead, In the Name of the King, In the Name of the King 2, In the Name of the King 3. Okay, lots of Name of the Kings there. I mean, it's safe to say this guy is completely the worst. Yeah. But I would admit right now, Bloodrayne, while it's not a good movie at all, I would say it's more of a guilty pleasure of mine. And out of all Obo movies, I would say Bloodrayne is probably my favorite, but that's not really saying much. I mean, there is stuff you really like about the film. I mean, you got Christina Loken. I mean, come on, her in that outfit. Who just did not love her in that outfit? Come on there. Now, this is pretty much like like I said, it is based on a video game film, a video game franchise, and Obo is very infamous with doing films based on video games. And it takes place in the 18th century Ramona, and where this human vampire hybrid named Rain, played by Christina Logan, who doesn't really do a whole lot. She deserves much better. But anyway. She ends up escaping and plots to take down her evil vampire father named Kagan, portrayed by Sir Ben Kingsley. And she ends up discovering, she's also discovered by three vampire hunters. You got Vladimir, played by Michael Madsen, Katrina, played by Michelle Rodriguez, and Sebastian, played by Matt Davis. And she ends up managing to convince them to spare her life, and they join her and they try to take down Kagan. Now, the action in this is actually pretty solid. I always did like the action in this movie. I have seen it a couple of times, despite it not being all that great. It's a bit of a fun film. I would admit that. It is dumb. It's pretty entertaining at times. Like I said, it's not a good movie at all. The script isn't so great. The acting, isn't so great. But this does have some pretty cool violence. It is pretty entertaining at times. I mean, I do think this is Bo's better movie, but that's not really saying much because the guy's resume is just one of the worst. I mean, he even talks crap about people who talks crap about his movies. Yeah. From what I heard, the guy is a bit of a douchebag as well. But that aside, Bloodrayne is not so great. I mean, the movie, when it got released, it has about the Bloodrayne has a 4% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the box office. Let me pull up how much this thing made. This movie made $3.7 million. I mean, oh boy, talk about a disappointment right there. I mean, where you're getting with an Obo movie. It's not going to be that great of a film if it's Obo directing. And one of these days, I'm going to do my reviews for all of Obo's movies. That should be a fun one. But Bloodrayne is definitely not all that great. There are some positive things. Like, there are some cool action. The vampires are pretty cool. I mean, this thing even felt like a bit of a Resident Evil ripoff, but with vampires instead of zombies. I mean, I'm not saying that because Michelle Rodriguez is in it, but still. Yeah, if you haven't really seen Bloodrayne, if you want a fun film to watch, I'll say, okay, go check it out. But if I can't really recommend it a whole lot. Just the most positive stuff is that the action is pretty decent. It is very violent, but the storyline is pretty horrible. Uh, some of the acting isn't so great. Now, Christina Logan, I think she could have easily been become a bigger star if it wasn't for Bloodrayne. I mean, she could have easily had been in, I don't know, like a comic book film. I mean, I actually thought she would have been a good Captain Marvel or Wonder Woman, but that didn't happen. But anyway, let me leave you guys. Have you ever seen Obel's classic film Bloodrayne? If so, what'd you thought? Were you a fan of it? Were you not a fan of it? Are you even a fan of Obel's work? I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure there's not a whole lot of Obel fans. Yeah. And have you ever played the video game that this film is based on? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Tim Movie signing off.